Section 2 is probably the hardest and most important part of the Bmat, and so it's really important that you score well in it, especially if you're applying for Oxbridge. In this video, I'm going to show you how I would ace Bmat Section 2. Hey, I'm Hamzah, a third year medical student at the University of Cambridge, and I'm teaching you how to score in the top 10% of the Bmat cohort just like I did. So first off, there's no easy way to say this, but you're going to really need to learn the content. For Bmat Section 2, there is nowhere for you to hide. Everything comes at you really fast and it's just hard facts, or you need to get your strategies in place so that you can get things done as quickly as possible. Now, you might be thinking, how? For Bmat, there isn't a textbook or a specification or a guide, but there is. Bmat have shown you how to access the marks. So they give you guides for Section 1, guides for Section 2, the Assumed Knowledge Guide, and a Bmat specification. And these are your best friends because these are official resources. And there aren't many of them, but you should make use of the ones that you do have. And the best part is that it's all completely free. For Section 2 specifically, the Assumed Knowledge Guide should be your best friend for the 4 to 5 weeks before the exam at least. And it's even better if you can use it for about 8 weeks before your exam. When I was doing the Bmat, the Assumed Knowledge Guide felt quite chunky and I didn't like reading it too much. And so me and my friend Faraz made the Sigma Med Bmat course. It's a video course which goes through everything that the Assumed Knowledge Guide goes through, especially in detail the parts which come up year upon year. It covers everything you need fairly comprehensively, including the strategies that we use to get top marks in the Bmat, content for Section 2, and essay examples for Section 3. We found some of the third-party resources were lacking, and the Assumed Knowledge Guide can sometimes be a bit much to trawl through. Hence why we made the course to kind of condense everything down and get all the high yield stuff all in one place. So depending on what time you have left before your exam, I would say to learn the content first. That's the most important thing, because without the content you can't access the marks. And to help you with that, the Assumed Knowledge Guide and the Sigma Med Bmat course should both help you out. For this part of your preparation, I would definitely say make the most of your travelling time. So me personally, I had an hour and a half commute to school, so in the morning I just get on my phone and look through the Assumed Knowledge Guide. The same sort of reasoning can be used for appointments, or if you're just waiting around at events and whatever it is. Just get your phone out, look through the Assumed Knowledge Guide or the Sigma Med Bmat course. Once you've got all the content nailed, you're going to have to go through the questions. Now, Section 2 is specifically time pressured, so you've got 27 questions to do in 30 minutes. Now, this is significantly more time pressured than Section 1. In Section 1, you had 32 questions to do in an hour. In Section 2, you've got 27 questions to do in half the time. So they've given you the same amount of questions but half the time to do it. Also, in Section 1, you don't have too much working out to do. In Section 2, you've suddenly got a lot more working out to do to get to the right answer. The sorts of questions that come up in Bmat Section 2 are like your 3-marker GCSE questions. So at GCSE, they would expect you to take 3 to 4 minutes answering them. In the Bmat, they expect you to take just over a minute. So that's half your time, basically. Basically, what I'm saying is that it's a really time-pressured exam. The best way to combat this is to come up with a strategy. You're going to need strategy to be able to break down the Bmat so that you can get the right answers in the time that's given. Some people spend the first 2 or 3 minutes just triaging the questions, circling the questions which they think are going to be the hardest, and either doing them at the start or at the end. The good thing about that is that you can make sure that you do all the easy questions, because if the easy questions are, questions 25, 26, 27, and you've done all the hard questions at the start and you've run out of time, then those are 3 easy marks which everyone else in the cohort would get, but you wouldn't. Sorry, I feel like I've gone on a bit of a tangent here, but basically you need a strategy. Now, there are loads of different strategies to use. You can either come up with one yourself by doing all the past paper questions, of which there are about 20 or so past papers now. So there are plenty out there for you to do, but it takes time to find out what strategy works for you. Or you could get the Sigma Med Bmat course. Now, in the Sigma Med Bmat course, we go through strategies to make things a lot more quicker, so that you can have time at the end to check through your answers. Now that's all that I have to say for an overview for Bmat Section 2. I think I want to release 4 more Section 2 videos. I think I'm going to release a biology, a chemistry, a physics and a maths one, but I'm not sure what order. I think I'm going to do the physics one first actually, because it's the one which everyone asks about. Everyone's like, oh no, Bmat physics, because not many people do physics for A-level. So I'm going to do that one first. If you have any questions, if you want me to go through anything, any questions or anything like that, just drop a comment or DM me or whatever it is, and I'll be happy to help. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.